Movies and television are constantly making predictions about how our world will change in the near future. And while they may be comically wrong, like everyone zooming around on hoverboards in Back to the Future, we're going to be taking a look of our own. The truth is that since technology and humanity's capabilities have advanced exponentially within the last few decades, it's difficult to tell what our world will be like by 2030. With how our world is today, the possibilities for science and technology are boundless. So, what can we expect before the year 2030? First off, no groundbreaking discoveries are worth anything unless we're around to actually use them.
Come on, people, let's keep it real. I'm gonna greetings and peace and love, everyone. I'm Tahuti Ma'atara, light worker, spiritual counselor, life coach, and guide. My message to you in this video is you gotta keep studying. You gotta keep studying, people. You have to. It don't stop. It don't stop. I don't care how many years you've been out of school, be it high school or college. Cannot stop acquiring knowledge. Right knowledge, correct knowledge, good knowledge. Don't stop, people. Don't. As long as you're alive on this planet, you're in school, you're going to be learning lessons. Learning never stops. Now, you have to understand that we are residents of two worlds at the same time. The material world, the matrix, civilization, society, and the spiritual realm.
Our good old solar system is actually a pretty bizarre place. Well, with all its out-of-this-world phenomena that we humans haven't managed to explain yet. There are rumors that a gigantic, undiscovered planet is hiding behind Neptune. Volcanoes on Pluto spew ice, and a colossal canyon on Mars can accommodate the whole U.S. territory and most of Cleveland. Well, let's figure out if it's true by talking about the most mystifying solar system facts. The solar system is 4.6 billion years old. So old, it's a senior solar system. Scientists came to this conclusion after they studied the oldest material they managed to get a hold of. And by that, I mean meteorites, of course.
I've got a question. One that I wanted to ask you last time, but we didn't have time to get to it. And one that really piggybacks off what you were just talking about, how there's different ways to explore the world. One of them being reading. And I think that's one very, very important and timeless way of exploring the world. What do you think about this phenomenon? Less people are reading. Like, it feels like almost nobody is reading per capita. What do you make of that? Do you see that as an existential crisis?
No.
What do you make of it?
No. Well, reading for pleasure has always been a minority occupation. Like, most people don't read for pleasure. Of the people who read for pleasure, only a small proportion buy books. Of the people who buy books, only a small proportion buy difficult books. It's a specialty market, and I don't think that's changing. What I do see happening, though, is that is being expanded in surprising ways by such things as YouTube videos and podcasts.
So you can find the value in something like that is just as valuable as something you could possibly find in a book.
Well, I think that the two technologies have their advantages and disadvantages. The thing about a book that you can't get from a discussion is that a book is like a portrait as opposed to a photograph. You know, a photograph, it's click, that's that. A portrait you layer on and layer on and layer on and work over on for weeks. You still have the same single image, but there's this depth to it. And a book enables you to think and then rethink and think and then rethink. And so you can go deeper in a book than you can, I would say, in any other medium.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you can't go deep in a podcast. And it doesn't mean that there's no educational utility in in podcasts. Plus, there's audiobooks, right? And
Sure.
people are listening to those.
Well,
like
that was
mad.
another
Yeah.
question. Do you think that audiobooks are just as valuable as books?
Oh, sure.
Just as good?
Well, the thing is, if you can really read, you can read way faster than you can listen. So reading is more effective, except that, and this is what's cool about podcasts, and what's game-changing about them, I would say, is we can't read while you're driving.
Yeah.
You can't read while you're doing the dishes or exercising. And so all of a sudden, with the podcast world, people have all this time that was used maybe listening to music, which is fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Amanda, for that flight that we had and the authentic conversation. I'm here to talk with you about the brain science of communication as it relates to business on fire. Igniting your business for growth, igniting you and what you do in your business. What I want you to think about for a minute is, what does it take to do that? What will it take you to ignite your business? And to me, it's the science of communication, but really it's the science of self-awareness. How aware are you of what you're capable of doing? How well do you know yourself? How well do you know other people? It's about what you pay attention to. So what I want you to think about for a second is a question you've answered 1 million times in your life. Who are you? Business, you probably talk about your role. Oh, I'm a painter, I'm a consultant, I'm a fireman.
Alright, man, peace. So, brothers, this is going to be the first video in a series that I'm going to start called Money or Women? Originally, I was going to take this segment here on Judge Mathis.
But today's destination won't just be a little cosmic